That's true. You know what? Yeah, I wanna see some actual like thoughtful fix for some of the other intros, because there were a few that like would break the game with Morphling, right? I think they got rid of most of them. There was some heroes that he couldn't switch to. I'm trying to think like what because it was a few years ago. I remember like people would act like it would just crash your game.
Radiant team
If I remember correctly. I think it was like when they introduced some of the Ags. It was like fixed very quickly. But I think they removed the ability to get most of the Ags abilities, right? So for example, if you get an Ags or Morphling and turn to Snapfire, you don't get the Gobble Up, right?
Right, I mean, you don't have the ult
10 seconds remaining.
No.
But
5
I mean,
seconds
I know that, I'm not sure if it's still that way, but I know for the longest of times, Morphling, when he became Puck, all your hotkeys were just like they're royally fucked.
What?
Like all the hotkeys are moved one step to the right.
Oh no.
I think it is. So it's like the orb is like the orb might be the only one that's on the right place, and then everything else is just completely wrong. And so it's like complete mindfuck.
Just so many busted combos straight away. Man, I kind of want to see like some ginormous changes coming out when we get this patch. So I feel like there's a lot of talk about it. I mean, we're getting to a point where we're almost going to have a few days break in this tournament. People are like, oh, is there going to be a patch there? Oh, are we going to have to wait for Christmas? Is Ice Frog going to give us a nicely wrapped patch as a present? I mean, I don't know when we're going to get it. I just want to see some, like, over-the-top change. Like, maybe some new game mechanics. Not as much just hero-based, but changes to, like, the map. You know, kind of on the level of when they introduced Outpost.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, something gotta change a little.
A long time. I mean, in fairness, the meta is still evolving, as is proved by this opening from Live to Win, right? The Omni Knight Sven is like, Sven, yeah, we've seen it plenty, but the Omni Knight hero that's kind of been dead. And I don't think most people would have expected it to crop up again in the POS 5 role, but that is where most teams are. Team?
Yeah, I think that was right around like.
Dire team pick.
I think that was post T8.
Yeah. And that was with Repel, right? That wasn't after the Heavenly Grace chain.
That was with Repel.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you can say everything you need to about Repel and how that used to be. Heavenly Grace, I remember that first got introduced and just got ignored by everybody. They're like, this is a crap spell. It's not better than Repel.
Yeah, I mean, it took a while for people to status resistant.
Yeah, and now most of the time we sit here and go, well, that seems like a
you know what was
feature.
That one patch where Tiny's ult had a lot of stuff. Then, like initially, right when they fixed the status resist, and then like everyone played Tiny, like every world and their grandmother just played Tiny as position 1, and you built all these carry items. There was nothing you could do.
I mean, it was pretty brain dead, so saying grandmother's probably appropriate there. It's like, I'm a little bit slow these days. What do I need to do? Yeah, just attack, click down the lane, and you'll be pretty good there. Oh, so this is the modern day Wraith King. Yep, pretty much. Man, that's a hero that actually...
had cleave.
That's true. I was about to say Wraith King's a hero that we never get to see, and I'm wondering if we're going to see a revamp of that.
Wraith King, yeah, he. Yeah.
I can just hear the sadness in your voice as a carry player. Just made me thinking back to the days where it felt
Dire
like a
team
good pick
back.
and never being able to say it's good anymore.
I mean, Vampiric Aura, honestly,
You're of lads.
wow, is that a good spell?
I mean, it's a worse version of lads essentially, right?
Like it's like you have heroes like
10
Earth Spirit,
seconds
like
remaining.
this concept of the
5 seconds
Such a cool-
remaining.
no, it's so fun. Such like it has mobility and all these spells, and then you have like how are these
I mean, it's like
Storm Spirit,
Radiant
Ember Spirit,
team
Earth
back.
Spirit, all these heroes. And
so all the spirits basically. is
Dire
what we
team
get.
back.
yeah.
King sucks, spirit's a king, all right? Which is why we're clearly going to get another spirit. Calling it now. We're going to get... What spirits are left?
Thunders. Lightning Spirit.
Hold on.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, wait. It's simple. How do we not think of it? Water spirit. There is
5
not a water
seconds
spirit.
remaining.
Morphling?
Yeah, but he's not the real water spirit. He's just like he's the water spirit servant on the side. That's
What
how
about
it's
Wind
gonna work
Spirit?
Man, kind of sounds like we're going into Wind Ranger territory there. Is what you're gonna do? Allow the person to run
I mean,
fast and
you
evade
think
shots?
that's Wind Ranger, but Water Spirit is not Morphling?
Radiant team
I'm
back.
sorry.
His water
Anywho.
boy is different, okay?
Anywho, we are starting to get a more completed draft.
Yeah, we've painted.
Like
a
it's
picture.
gonna be it's gonna be just a Omni-Knight in 5
10
years.
seconds
Most
remaining.
likely Electric mid. Earth Spirit coupled up with
5
plastic
seconds
mid.
remaining. Dire team
Unless, they throw curveball. And it's probably gonna be it's safe lane, Mars, and then the question is whether last pick or
Whoa.
4 or 5.
Hold on
10
a second.
seconds remaining.
Unless it's a Mars 4.
By one, they fall.
You should know
5
by
seconds
now. Plenty
remaining.
of teams are looking to lose
I
with the
know.
Mars 4.
I know. Yeah, and this starts here, kind of just the draft here. A nice partner for Earth Spirit. Same thing for Sven. This Surge. There's gonna be backing for the stun. Iron Shell
10
damage on
seconds
Earth.
remaining.
And nice kind of finishing touch here. I also think
5
it's
seconds remaining.
Mars, but the Iron Shell damage can become quite annoying. Yeah, I like.
Yeah, I mean, when I kind of look at these drafts right now, I feel like Gambit, they wish they had a Sven, right? Or some sort of way of dispelling the darks here. I mean, it could be we just see an Oracle pick up now, because you said this could still be a fight.
It's a band though.
Oh, that's right. It is,
Oracle
yeah.
was in the pool. I think that would have been very banned.
I don't know if there's really anything you get to directly like counter that later on the game now.
Enchantress,
Oh, actually, yeah.
choose your
How did we forget
hero.
about? How did we forget about Edge? Like this far in the draft, it gets all the way through, and things like Oracle get banned instead. Seems a bit surprising. That's true.
Amount of magic then. They would be so strong. Yes, you have the enchant Iron Shell, but I feel like there's more. This Darcy here, the Iron Shell, and managed to remove.
It's the surge as well, right? That's the other element. So at least like you have that as the game goes on. Like you see them try to get someone out of a pickle.
10 seconds
jump,
remaining.
and then it's much harder for Live to Win to kind of retrieve.
5
And I guess from
seconds
that
remaining.
perspective, that gives them an easier like target of prioritizing. Like, imagine if you didn't have a dispel tool, right? How do you deal with both the Omni Knight and the Dark Seer? Because they're both the saves you have to worry about. I guess this way around, they can just try and snipe out Omni at the start of the fights.
Yeah, I mean you can't remove.
No.
But yeah, one nifty thing the enchanters for their, then you could just would render darks quite useless. If that were to happen, I think you could just cutting waves. Have a lot of waste.
Looking at what they've got, I mean, we're kind of coming up with ways that Gambit can kind of mess with them on the lanes, whatever. And yeah, they've got this Storm Spirit, which any time you've got a Storm Spirit currently seems good. But when it comes together as a whole, it feels like Live to Win's draft is faster and stronger.
Yeah, it has some probably mid-game kind of also probably team fighting.
Prepare for battle.
Game were to go
A foregone conclusion.
Storm. With that said, though, they're still up against an I do like.
Yeah, it's also a case like, you know, if we come up with this theoretical 40-45 minute scenario, who should likely be ahead by then, right? It's probably Live to Win's draft, and then it makes you question whether the Morph is going to be better than the Sven if Sven is like, for example, 6 slotted and your Morph is 4.5.
Come into the omniscience.
Depends on how, I think, laning stage.
"30 seconds to battle."
Fourth question here. What cosmetics do you have in your Sven?
I do remember I have like
Does it look as good or does it look worse than the one we've got in question? Dream.
This Sven is terrible.
Is it the helmet?
The
You hate the
battle
helmet?
begins.
The helmet is bad. I mean, this is like, that's also biased to some extent.
Like the mushroom
makes it
cap
good.
logic, right? With Nature's Prophet. It's like it's so stupid.
Yeah, or
it's
like
good.
the Worm Helm of Rock. Or
Oh yeah.
Come into the omniscience.
See, I don't.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of helmets are pretty bad for Sven.
Yeah, I think there was that kind of that Greek one, right? Like the Spartan one, like what I liked, the really old one. I think it had like the yellow trim. It's like a Centurion / ancient Greek warrior type helmet.
Be
There's like the one with and then the arms of the right.
I'll take that.
So my rule whenever I have my Sven cosmetics is I must have 2 shields. So you gotta have like the arm, you have the shoulder shield, and then you have your arm shield. Oh wait, sorry, no, you got the arm shield and the back shield. I think it is. Yeah. You can never have too many shields because then you aren't only a DPS, you're clearly a tank because cosmetics.
Well, I kind of like the Rhino one. Rhino Sven. That one's
that one.
The all-knowing one.
Damn, this is the technology that needs to be developed by like observers and production. Is, you know, they come up with all these nice things like stats being injected, right? These
Radiant's
nice little
bottom
kind of
tower
breakdown.
is under attack.
But I never see someone that just opens up the cosmetic screen in the game and then lets you like cycle through.
That's
all the
mine
stuff
too.
While
Or
the
you could
game's
just
still
like
going on.
you could customize as a player. You
Oh.
way some hero.
No. As the casters, as the production, you can just dress everyone up. It's like, oh, this laner phase seems a little bit slow at the moment. Let me just go ahead and decorate everyone.
Not on inversion though. Might be in trouble.
One more hit. Oh. All right, I will get it. It's not enough though. Hey.
Angle was enough.
I mean, I don't know if there actually would have been able to get that. Maybe if like he ate the tree straight away, but
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, if he I definitely think.
Alright, I guess this is the part where people are going to want us to like look at the lanes and checking how things are going. So far the mid is pretty even, which I guess shouldn't be too surprising. Like FN he's no stranger to the Shrek, and I feel like the Shrek is just looking stronger and stronger the more we see it. It's almost like people, when they were first picking it, we're not quite calibrated to how to play us on the lane, and now it's approaching Storm Spirit levels of let me just bully you and let me just get my farm.
I think it's like people start realizing that this build up in items is slightly better. It matters. All these little things start to matter. Now people are doing this stun. You know, it's like all the little things they add up and.
And whilst happening, Morthing actually gets picked up bot, and in the top lane they were trying for the kill of Faneka, but they couldn't find a melee. He might go down. They need one more tap. Can we get it?
Gonna have a speed.
Nice spear.
Yeah, I mean he does go down. Like the thing was that Immersion had to run back to base. That Afterlife got some
Surrender to the omniscience.
got to his level 3.
Purify.
And that should really only happen once, right? Now that Morph has 2 points in the shift, unless he's kind of sleeping at the keyboard, it shouldn't really be a liability lane where Dyrachyo could be picked off.
Yeah, I mean I don't think it should be happening to be. Iron Shell damage can catch.
Yeah.
Not a pushover lane this.
It's the shift is really slow with the level 1 as well, right? Like, so for example, if you had 2 iron shells and you're on top of them both.
Exactly.
We'll search to get Immersion across to cover the runes. And in fact, I don't think Lorenoff is getting anything to refill this ball. Because it's only dire supports that are rotating. While that happens, they do punish bot as a result, and Afterlife does get brought down. But runes will be going FN's way by looks of it. Alright. Runes will go no one's way. Lorenoff is allowed to just casually right-click the rune.
Yeah, I mean this kind of doesn't really. I feel like this chase is incredible.
Instead, FN now just taking a crap ton of damage, and now doesn't have his ball refill. You want ball?
Yeah, I mean the Bounty Rune is gonna be there.
I'll do better next time.
Goes down. So far, Immersion just kind of dictating the flow. If he leaves bot lane, he starts here, dies. If he comes to bot lane, kills are going to keep happening.
The time.
Stupendous!
What surge is this?
Stacking Jim. They're gonna get their Bounty Runes. FN kind of ahead a little bit. Actually, ahead by quite a bit of gold.
Yeah, and he has the 6 first, which means he can just keep pushing this in annoyingly for Lorenoff, and then while Storm's stuck kind of farming the wave still, FN increases net worth, lead the jungle further. And what's up?
No sorceries avail.
A tide to the
Maybe they just feel confident. What? What?
Your life, much like your head, lacked a point.
Dyrachyo, hello?
Radiant structures are fortified.
I guess maybe what's happened here is he's had like an IT technician and he's had his whole system redone. And he doesn't
Radiant's middle
realize
tower
he's
is
actually
under attack.
using a VPN to
Dire
connect from the other side of the
structures
world
are
because
Come get
either
healed.
his computer's lagging or his brain's lagging. This kill makes more sense out of it. Should be brought down, but oh no, there we go. Dyrachyo is like, this was part of the plan. I wanted to bait you in, a false sense of security. It wasn't a good plan, Dyrachyo.
Ah, that was one of those.
I stand for the
Brain
light.
Is also acceptable in the situation. Something definitely wasn't working.
Yeah, things happen.
Twice. Already. 7 minutes into the game.
Time for them. I mean, if you look at the network head of this event.
invisibility.
Yes, you have these steps and still in a good position.
Looks like that border smash. Mercer's like, let me just check he knows how his button works. Okay, yep, he is shifting, so this shouldn't work anymore. We're going to find out with an extra hero, though, it can work once again. Diracho comes out. Oh.
There's a center.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Like, they can take the tower, though.
Actually,
Storm's coming as well.
Let the fun begin.
Able to get out, able to do so. Lauren couldn't get in front of the time. He does the FN instead, goes for the bigger target. Boulder Smash is slowed down. FN trying to run this one off. Dishing out some damage. Vacuum buys enough time for the stun to come out. And Afterlife able to move away for a moment before the enchant comes out. It's a very sad seer now, because he's going to be brought down. As you do. He doesn't need it, okay? You already highlight how well he's going farm-wise. Think about this poor Enchantress, okay? How is she going to build a Hurricane Pike and Gatling gun everyone if she doesn't steal kills? You know, that's a very kind of uninnovative way to
Double desolation.
I suppose.
You gotta innovate, you gotta think of someone new. You can't just be the norm.
Fall by my
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We're getting quite the norm in the mid. I'm wondering where they're gonna like kind of cripple this hero. Because Lestrat, I think it's the Diebold Edict, right? The damage output, if you ever catch someone away on their own, is just absurd.
Yeah, I mean, when you go... It's like the kind of standard. It's sort of become the norm.
Unless you're really bad at
the
hitting
Faded
stuns.
Roach. It's a very nice. And the jelly. It's like this is like the ultimate.
I don't
Getting the
think
jelly and you're gonna have the additional V.
The only thing he missed out on is a mango tree. I mean, that would have been the creme de la creme. It's like everything for the Lestrat.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I feel like you don't even need it.
That's true. Especially with the jelly now. I'm just trying to frustrate them. Those dreams trying to clear some
Dire's
back.
top tower is under
So what
attack.
he can do. Now this is a Lauren off. He can do a lot more. Snake he brought down here. Oh, he'll do it. I feel that.
Waters rise.
Blew the man.
A lot of
Radiant's
heroes
middle
into the
tower
jungle,
is
and
under
while you are
attack.
slowing down the spend, check out the miss. Because the FN problem is
Radiant's
escalating.
middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, and I also think the fact that they're leaving the time though they in the bottom.
Stupendous.
The Sven has been. I'm not sure if it's forced or just decided to go in the jungle. Right now, top lane is completely empty. Kind of weird.
Radiant are scanning. Dire's
Pretty much
top
almost
tower
all
is
power
under
with the
attack.
We're going to try and do something about it. Or not. I guess they just want the tower here. This side, there's no way they can approach without being seen. Diracho doesn't seem to be full aging anymore.
No, I mean there's
Radiant's
kick him out of
bottom
this
tower
bottom lane.
is
He
under
can go-
attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Did start pressuring. We're gonna take out this bottom tower. And
Radiant's bottom
go down
tower
very
has
quick.
fallen.
yeah, I mean Gambit are still they're doing a good job at the keep.
Dire's top
They're even
tower
up.
has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And I think it's the yeah, they didn't get the bottom, but emerged.
Radiant's bottom tower
Rough
is
time,
under
so-
attack.
I think he's kind of expecting to be that support role. It's just you expect to have that early influx of gold to get the sustaining type items, right? Like this mech, he will get it eventually. It's not going to be like maybe the most godly timing, and it would be beneficial because when you think about the way Live to Win's draft plays, it's just these two being protected by everyone else, right? It's the Leshrac and the Sven.
Yeah, exactly. Damage dealing. Got sort of a cast.
Actually, I really like the split of damage they have in the lineup as well, right? Like we see a lot of these kind of drafts where the issue they run into is like, oh, too much magic damage, too much physical. It's a pretty even split straight down the center in terms of like where your damage is coming from this game if you live to win.
Yeah, I do think that at some point, and that's why, you know, in late game, I do think that your damage might potentially fall off a little bit because you are relying solely on then, and if strength happens to be on, then you're sort of unable to fight. Of course, Edict is.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's not really later stages. Bottom, etc. That would be the time where
The case again there, what kind of shape you're going to be in.
Radiant's bottom
You feel
tower
like live
is
to
under
win.
attack.
You've taken out two of these towers so far, but it's almost like there's this immediacy to shrink that above, right? Just kind of move us forward, take out all the towers, and you'll always have Dream at least matching the Morphling's pace. In fact, Dream has now surpassed their as far.
Radiant's
yeah, it's
bottom
kind of
tower
expected.
is under
Go
attack.
for this mask.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Live to win. They're hearing what we're saying. They're like, okay, I get it. We need to take control of our jungle again, try and maybe push in on that top, and just more importantly, stop giving Gambit so much of the map.
Yeah, they got the Yules track.
By the omniscience.
Try to take over some. Kind of nicely though. 5 versus.
Stay into the risk. Busting down, it's gone.
They actually just give away their Enchantress, so I am curious if they had the arena on defeat. I feel like they had follow-up, but I guess the fact that they don't have the morph couldn't become the Leshrac or the Sven there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Fight for you.
No, it kind of shows where Diracha is at in this game, like how he
Radiant
feels. He just
are
wants
scanning.
to be given all the time in the world to farm, try and avoid any aggression. He's
Dire's
pretty
middle
good
tower
morph
is
game.
under
Like,
attack.
you know, we already mentioned the Omni Knight is good. Now you mentioned Leshrac. Even something like the Earth Spirit, so you actually have a second form of mobility in the fights. Or the obvious one being a Sven.
Oh, for sure.
Thrice the torment.
Radiant's
here,
bottom tower is under attack.
Die to Obro. Kind of how it goes.
What is yours?
Incredibly hard to catch this
Dire's
mark.
top tower is under attack.
You always sort of have,
All-knowing one guides.
like, you know, the amount of damage since could kill you.
What surge is this?
Hey, man. Come on, live to win. They're looking at this guy. Okay, yeah, but damage required is subjective. You know, if he has 1 HP, overwhelming damage is quite easily found.
Oh no, that is a good point. It does happen to financial.
My sprites are with. Wait up.
Here I am.
Ambitious.
I have the orchids.
They might try and turn this. Jump in, green is down on a Sneko. He actually got the Emily Grace out, and then the follow-up is going to be there for the Guardian Angel to protect him. Sans has to be thrown out Death Bend as he chases forward, but he's activated his ultimate. So he's fine. They're actually being slowed down by the wall. They will be able to burst through Iron. Another hunt forward looking more. F-Bend a little bit too deep. You'll spy some time. These reinforcements back you. Stun is good. And they'll be able to turn it around. They will cost them some heroes, but they did get the Morphling and Dreams are a winner in this one as a result. As Melez is going to be chased away. It's a 2-for-2 exchange, but the Morph, definitely the big assassination of that fight.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, the Leshrac is might be highly favors Gambit in this one. The Sven gets to live back to farming, and you know that's pretty quick. I think you're still happy with this.
That's true. I guess I was thinking about from the perspective of the Sven is alive, the Morph isn't, right? Because I think that's the big matchup we're thinking of as the game goes on, because you kept mentioning the Morph later on. It really is. I feel like there's going to be a passing a baton for Live to Win, right? Where it has to be Dream that does a lot of the work, and FN's kind of a side note.
Yeah, and FN is actually like maybe one of the well, aside from the other one, Kaya Kaya in its purchase items, I feel like. Does look pretty good here. I mean, your additional get just a bit more tanky.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah,
is
it's
under
gonna
attack.
be harder to bring that back. You
Dire's
saw it
structures
was already
are
very close
fortified.
right there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And the Heavenly Grace as well, right? Like, I mean, it's more or less impossible to lock down the Leshrac at that point.
Once again, I mean, then first it's Faded Bro.
Fearless.
Woot.
Radiant's
done?
top tower is under attack.
He's entered a Konami code, dude. I don't understand. Let's try and... Okay, so everyone knows it's smart and it's cool when analysts predict what's coming. Okay, so what we do now is we just bank on the fact that we're going to be right. If we're wrong, no one will remember. Third tier items, what's the best one? It's going to be probably the Craggy Coat
Radiant are scanning.
or the Spider Legs.
Craggy Coat, Spider Leg. Yeah, probably those two.
And then tier 4, he'll get the Timeless Relic.
Timeless Relic, yeah, even this.
Or even the Witless Shaco, actually. Like,
Yeah, for sure. It happens to have a. We're gonna lose a lot. Quite a bit of item.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
some of the Havoc Hammer is still a
Dire's
really
middle
underrated
tower
tier 4
has
item.
fallen.
Yeah, no, I'm a fan of the Havoc Hammer. Like, a lot of heroes can use it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Makes you quite tanky. Comes fairly easy.
Yeah, you don't even necessarily have to be a strength hero to utilize it well for that purpose. And the extra gold you're gonna get, like think about heroes that don't really have good farming mechanisms as well. Not only does it make you harder to kill.
That easy.
Every time it's too slow, and now the Guardian's going to come out. Stormspirit in a lot of trouble. He's going to be brought down. Melez needs to run away. He's running far away from safety on the side, though. They're trying to snipe out FN quickly. He's able to back up. Stun's going to come out. They will clean up another 3 dead on Gambit, make it 4. The 5th on the side, just about able to TP away, as Merchant guesses wrong. But every time, you can feel it, right? This necessity to initiate onto the Omni Knight, but it's so easy for him to just cast one spell in time and negate everything you're doing.
Radiant's middle tower is
The
under attack.
awkward part is
A tie to the impurities.
not smoke, not having vision on the Omni. When you want to start the have a storm top of the Omni, kill him. Ideally, also have the Mars in there. Heat. Kind of the awkward part about that was. Point is that one kind of has to be the guy initiating. Heavenly Grace off. Went first, like 4 heroes. Gambit, aside from the Mars, they don't take any heat. You want to be tanking anything. Yeah, you can tank, but then you're not gonna.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Guys, damage. Very awkward for them to initiate fight.
Yeah, he feels like Little Wings have more mobility, right? So he's got the Earth Spirit moving around, he's got the Surge, and the
Radiant's
displacement
middle
factor
tower
as
is
well.
under
The
attack.
vacuum, you can kind of dictate where the fight is happening within an area, right? Like, it's much easier for Live to Win people to kind of weave in and out than Gambit, who, other than the Stormspirit, are quite static.
Yeah, they do have now the Axe on Sven. Dark Zero. Then it's just also going for this.
China always
the
doing
China,
this.
the China
Yeah.
Lesh. Yeah, the Axe here, top of the Kaya. I don't know. This is
Melez?
a little bit different.
Oh.
Very. Where you wish if you had a blink dagger right now on life, know what's coming, you know, like the -5.
The good news is that he doesn't have it. The bad news, like, look at this from both sides, right? Is you could say that this favors Gambit as they're about to be jumped, but do they see Mars? They do. So technically, Immersion could throw out a Remnant and silence him. At which point, the Mars can't like counter this initiation, and they just have to run away, and they might lose heroes.
Mars's Blink Dagger seems to.
Yeah, but he's like, do you need to blink?
Glimmer cape.
Like, do you need to blink here though? You could just like, arena is what you want to do at this point, because you see Dream, you see
Well, this
Immersion.
Glimmer cape is actually.
Yeah, what I'm assuming is he's going to just try and run away because he's probably going to get silenced by Immersion. Now, the counter side is if Lorinov quickly orchids onto the Earth Spirit that he currently can't see, then Gambit can probably fight. I think that's like the critical part that matters for both sides.
There we go. They see the Sven. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't see the Earth Spirit. Oh, they're back up. Very like anticlimactic. It's almost like both teams went, nah, the other teams had way too much time to think about what's going to happen.
Radiant's
Let's just
bottom
back away.
tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
F2, F3 is different, and then F1 gives both teams vision.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
F1 to get back to default should be. Try all the Fs. If you get to F5 and 6, you're getting the net worth territory. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure default keybinds
Radiant's
F1 and 2
bottom
F3, but
tower
maybe you
is
change
under
it to,
attack.
like something else.
Yeah, I might.
Radiant are scanning.
God, just use the defaults. Be a normie here,
Dyer's
my
top
guy.
tower is under attack. Dyer's structures
be a
are
normie.
fortified.
I feel like I'm getting mixed messages here.
That was like so 10 minutes ago. That's like a whole other patch, dude.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
They aren't. Look at this. If you go to F2 vision, you can see that there's some live to win here is not seen. They're smoked up and wrapping around.
Dyer's top
Arena's gonna go
tower
down.
is
Lorinov and half banner as well. They're trying to jump his dark to bring him down quickly. Mech gets off in time. Back is up. And the wall. He's gonna die, but the price is gonna be high. As Gambit, they're gonna lose everyone. Vampire way too late with the steal to try and save his teammates. He's gonna die as
Radiant's
well.
bottom tower
Storm
is
Spirit,
under attack.
he is at least able to get away, but that, I mean, that was beautifully done. For a man who knows he's gonna die, he got the maximum out of what was left of his life.
Yeah, he just snatched it. I think he. Overwhelming damage.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Way too strong.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
You have the damage to.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Hey, the Omni Knight. Of this. Getting a limit. It's not gonna be easy.
He's incredibly close as well. He's got the Aeon Disc recipe coming out, and he's just 200 gold short of having the bit booster, and then of course disassemble. So, yeah, that situation, you couldn't initiate on him first before. You're definitely not going to be able to in the follow-up. Like, what's your target now? Because we've seen them try on Omni Knight multiple times and failed. Now they've tried on Afterlife, and yeah, you killed him, buddy. Thumbs up, but I don't think that was the way it was meant to go. Do you just try and maybe snipe out FN,
Radiant's
or
top
find a
tower
way to
is under
stun up
attack.
Dream?
I mean, that's the thing.
Okay, yeah.
Every single time.
No.
Radiant's top
I
tower
mean,
has fallen.
they got winning their name and they're winning the game.
Yeah.
The GG comes out. They could just tell. I mean, it was too many back-to-back failed initiations at this point.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There's just not much. Can't really initiate onto this Omni Knight once he gets this.